Alright, so everyone has that storm story that they like to tell, whether it's getting caught in a storm or being chased by a storm. Well, mine starts on August 5th, 2006 in Warroad, Minnesota, when my dad decided to go out and look at all of the tornadoes that were forming over the lake. Well, lo and behold, there's a tornado forming that is right over his house. He managed to get into the house just in time, and the damage was more than I've seen in my life. Windows were blown out, trees were blown over, and houses were completely taken off of their foundation. More recently, however, a record 48 tornadoes touched down all over Minnesota on June 17th, 2010. And so as you can see, tornadoes are a common occurrence in Minnesota, so I think it's important to know how they form, the warning signs, and the safety measures that will keep you safe. So to start, National Weather Service says that tornadoes form from thunderstorms when the warm air full of moisture meets an eastward moving cold front. This causes a change in direction and the speed of wind. Now, the speed of the wind is important because that and the destruction is what gives it its Fujita rating. Now, this scale was made by Dr. T. Theodore Fujita, and it was actually modeled after the 1957 Fargo tornado. This tornado killed 10, injured 103, and destroyed 1,300 homes. So as you know, the speed and the direction is what causes the rotation of the tornado. Now, this is a definite warning sign. Some other signs of a tornado are a dark gray to green sky, wall clouds, still air that kind of gives you that eerie feeling that you know something's coming, a loud roar, they say it's much like a freight train, and approaching debris. Now, some other cautions that you need to be aware of is that they are transparent, which makes it very easy for tornadoes to strike unexpectedly, and so typically tornadoes occur between 3 and 9 p.m., although they can occur at any time. They move from the southwest to the northeast, and in northern Minnesota, tornado season is usually from late spring to early fall. Now, in order to keep yourself safe from tornadoes, it is important to know what to do when one strikes. So before the lights go out, you can always listen to the radio or watch the TV for the warnings and to track the tornado. Now, even though the beeps and the blue banner at the bottom of the TV are really annoying and they get in the way of your show, they could save your life. So FEMA says that in a house or a structure, it's important to go to the basement or a storm cellar, or also an interior room, one without windows. In a vehicle, trailer, or mobile home, you should get out as soon as possible because they can cause a lot of damage. And you should get to a sturdy shelter. Now, communities usually have their pre-designated tornado shelters or rooms that can house hundreds of people in case of a tornado. And outside is a little tricky. Lying flat in a ditch and covering your head to keep yourself safe from flying debris is usually the way to go. Overpasses and bridges do not provide very much protection, so you should avoid those. And so with tornado season coming, not very fast, but it's on its way, I hope that you remember the warning signs and the safety tips to keep you safe.